1.
Do not be fooled by what you saw on Sunday. Dallas, you got a lot of work to do before you even think about getting to the Super Bowl. This is your public service announcement from your friendly neighborhood Vicola. Now let's go.
Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, hell yeah! We are back. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. We are presented by BetUS.com. Hey, sports bettors, listen up. BetUS.com is back in its 31st season of action. With the NFL going, Major League Baseball headed toward the playoffs, you know the NHL and NBA is on the way, and you want to get the best action for your bets. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. Use the code Snowman for a 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Snowman, I hate to correct you this early, but it ain't Taco Tuesday. It's Wacky Wednesday.
Where the hell did Tuesday go?
We were on air yesterday.
I'll repeat my question. Where the hell did Tuesday go?
We were discussing the fact
Did
that
we?
Yes, we were talking. We were basically.
It is Wednesday.
You're basically gloating about.
Jeez Louise! You know what? I should have known better because the Astros didn't play Monday, and Monday night was the 49ers game, which I covered. Yesterday, I did the. You know what? I'm sorry, folks.
It's a Wednesday.
This is the Wacky Wednesday edition, and we just proved why it's the Wacky Wednesday edition.
Absolutely.
Good Grigamigas, what's wrong with me today?
I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait a minute here.
He made me look at the calendar myself.
Listen. I apologize to my partners in crime. I apologize to my executive producer. My coordinating producer is laughing in my ear right now. And she understands because, and she just said to me in my ear, I get it when all the days run together because she's at work, right? You know, but she tunes in from afar and she gets in my ear about what I did wrong. But Dr. K, I love you dearly, and Shane, I love you dearly for correcting me, and I thank y'all for spotting that. Good grief!
You know, I wanted to say something. Just something we just talked about before we jumped on air. I remember how my great grandmother, God rest her soul, she told me about how she remembers what happened during, you know, Pearl Harbor, like it was yesterday. And and I'm thinking, like, that's old people stuff. No one really remembers stuff like that. On this day, 23 years ago, vivid.
Oh yeah.
I exactly what I was doing when everything hit. So in honor of the people that are no longer with us, that lost their lives, and I'm talking about not just the people that were in those towers, people in the Pentagon, the firefighters and police and paramedics, all the individuals that suffered on September 11th, 2001. Our prayers, our thoughts, and our love is with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember where I was. I was in the radio station at Chicago State.
I was in high school.
I was in the radio station at Chicago State when all hell broke loose.
And the crazy thing is, I really thought that it was like some like action movie.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke at first.
I could not believe it was real.
But then Monique screamed.
Oh wow!
Our first producer, Monique, screamed.
Yeah, I remember Monique.
And I got a couple funny stories to tell about Monique. We'll do that next segment. But Monique screamed. I came a running, and we saw the first tower go down. Man, we ripped the keys and unlocked that door to the station. And I didn't leave until like 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
that evening. All day coverage. That's the longest I've ever been on air. Save any game that's over 3 hours. Thank you, Mother Rice and St. Rita, for that.
They brought us the next class because I was in individual wellness, like a little like exercise cardio class.
Right.
I'm doing the exercise bikes now with like 3 of my boys, Travis and Brian, 2 of my closest friends when I was in high school, and we were making our picks for the next week. And the Bears game was the pick that we made, and as soon as I was about to say, I think the Bears will take it, was when the first plane hit. And then we went to my law class, still talking about it, and tried to let us off after that class.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was, we were delayed by 2 hours up here in Maine. I don't know what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
But I was at home when we first saw the news of everything going on. I was watching it with my dad, and it was mind-blowing. And when we got into school, the first thing we did with first class, which was U.S. history, they had the TV wheeled in, and we were still watching all the coverage. And to this day, it just sticks out.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like
it's gonna stick out forever, man.
It's kind of haunting, but also kind of interesting. My class, we came up with the slogan, "Make every minute count" for my school, right?
Yep.
Because of what happened. My brother, you know Brandon.
Yes, I do.
My brother, when he graduated, that slogan was still there.
And it should ring true now.
Oh my God.
It should ring true. It should ring true right now. Every day, every minute should count.
Yes.
Every day, every minute should count, folks.
Yes, indeed.
Easily.
Every minute should count. Well, that's our tribute. I'll do another one when we come back from break. And also when we come back from break, there's a question. Is it finally Roger Craig's time to get his long-awaited, well-deserved gold jacket?
Let's hope so.
It better be.
Or Snowman's going to let you hear it.
I'm going to go completely off. Him and Ken Anderson are part of the finalists from the senior class.
Okay.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame. Is it finally Roger Craig's time? Snowman's take on coming your way with that particular subject after this.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
To do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We have a brand new ID, and it's one that you should recognize because we had it before. At SIT Morning is how you get a hold of us. And we're broadcasting through Instagram. We're going to start doing that on Monday, so watch out for that. I have a little tribute of my own to those who lost their lives in the chaos of 9/11. We go to the Forum in Inglewood, California for this.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your hats.
That's Lawrence Tanter, the PA announcer.
Anthem by our very own world-famous, legendary Laker Band.
If that don't hit you today, then you don't have a pulse.
No.
Speaking of pulse, is it finally time for one of my favorite running backs of all time, who I will constantly rank in my top 5, despite what people tell me, to have his time in the Hall of Fame, to get his gold, his well-deserved, long-awaited gold jacket? And of course, I'm talking about number 33, Pro Bowler Roger Craig. Let's talk.
Man,
I've been asked about. Go ahead.
So as you've always told me, or not told me, but always told the waitresses at the local IHOP or Denny's whenever you ask for a burger, cook it.
Thank you, Victor. Man, say it again. Say it again.
Cook it.
I've been asked 1,000 times over why I put Roger Craig. I always put Roger Craig in my top 5. The reason is simple. He was one of the original jackknife running backs. There was Walter Payton before him, who was very multi-purpose because he served as a quarterback when all the Bears quarterbacks were injured. That year was 1980. Look it up. Then there was Roger Craig, the original jackknife running back and one of the reasons for the San Francisco 49ers dynasty of the 80s. He won 2 Super Bowls, 1984, Super Bowl 19, and then 1989, Super Bowl 23. Do you realize in Super Bowl 23, even though Montana threw for 356 yards, Rice caught 11 for 215, there was another 100-yard receiver in that game. Know who that was? Roger Craig. And nobody realizes this. He caught 9 for 101 yards. So you wonder why I think Roger Craig belongs in the Hall of Fame? That's only a part of the reason. Okay? That's only a part of the reason. Here's another reason you should think about. 1985, week 16, the opponent, the Dallas Cowboys. Do y'all realize that in that game, he became the first running back, and y'all know this stat, with a 1,000 season. What is that, you ask? 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same year. And oh, by the way, he led the NFL in receptions in 1985 with 92. A running back with the most receptions in the NFL in 1985. He had 92 receptions. 92. And yet you still won't elect him with all the stats that he put together. I've had people say to me, well, you got to look at his overall stats. He doesn't have the numbers. Bull. He's got more numbers than you think. Not to mention, as I've mentioned before, 2 Super Bowl titles where he was an integral part of that 49er team. Matter of fact, let me hand you this. He was the first player in Super Bowl history with not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl game. 2 rushing, 1 receiving. As I mentioned, what did he do in Super Bowl 23? Oh, not much. 9 receptions, 101 yards, including 2 big catches on the game-winning drive. Now, yes, he went to other teams. He played with the Raiders. He played with the Vikings. And yes, he had that fumble in the 1990 NFC Championship game on a terrific play by Leonard Marshall, who I plan to have on the show soon. That's just Leonard Marshall making one hell of a play. Period. When you make a play like that, you deserve to be talked about also. And I love those Giants teams coached by Bill Parcells. I love those Giants teams.
Tuna
They
knew what you were
always
doing.
gave and I hated them and I loved them. I loved them because of Bill Parcells. I hated them because they gave the 49ers fits.
Mm-hmm.
That's because he always coached hard-nosed defense. Look at everywhere he went.
It's two teams, the Giants and the 49ers, and my buddy Michael Lau will tell you this. It's two teams that play hard-nosed football, something you rarely see in the NFL nowadays, period.
You don't see it. Not that you rarely see it. You don't see it.
Can I get a witness?
Amen. You do not see
Can I
that
get a witness?
in today's NFL.
No,
not
you don't.
Even close.
No.
And to counter Seriously Larry's point, and good morning to you, Seriously Larry, Roger Craig is a Hall of Famer. Period.
How are the numbers
if that 1,000 season doesn't convince the voters to elect Roger Craig into the Hall of Fame, then they're blind as bats.
Either that or they need to have a concise criteria of what they're looking at.
Let me say,
otherwise, I'm going to look at it as it's just pure bias. From
he high stepped. Sick Diggy just said it. He high stepped in the end zone in the Super Bowl 19, with his third touchdown, which made it 35-16 at that point. Made it 35-16 at that point.
There needs to be a true criteria as to what they did, what they see,
and there isn't one. Let me say this again, and I've said it before, and I will say it 100,000 times over. If you can elect Marshall Faulk into the Hall of Fame for having a 1,000 season, if you can celebrate Christian McCaffrey for having a 1,000 season, and McCaffrey will become the only running back to do it at least twice.
Why
in the Vita Blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell can you not celebrate the running back who originated the 1,000 season? At running back from Nebraska, number 33, Pro Bowler Roger Craig.
Been the Pro Bowl, won 3.
He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. He's a 2-time champion.
Right.
He was the Offensive Player of the Year, 1988. Look it up.
Sounds like Pro Bowler stats to me.
And let me say again, in Super Bowl 23, he caught 9 for 101 yards. Look, Jerry Rice tied the record with 11 receptions. Roger Craig had 9. Just shows you how diverse that 49er offense was in the face of a terrific defense in the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
They wiped out the Bears in the NFC Championship. Thank you, Roger Craig. Okay? Roger Craig scored twice in the NFC Championship game. And by the way, in that NFC Championship game that took place at Soldier Field in below zero weather, the 49ers weren't even supposed to win. But then Joe Montana hit Jerry Rice with a 61-yard reception to open the scoring. Game over.
Mm-hmm.
Game, set, match. Then another touchdown to Jerry Rice, a rushing touchdown by Roger Craig, and a rushing touchdown by Tom Rathman. Shut up, Chicago Bears. Let me say this plainly. With the help of Roger Craig and that 49er offense in that NFC Championship game in below zero weather in Chicago, Bear fans, I hate to repeat this to you, but I'll repeat it again. The 49ers came into Soldier Field and whipped your ass. How many times has Roger Craig been an influence for players today? For running backs today. There's a couple that have been influenced by Roger Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to pull a secondary correction, but you're missing the fact that he's actually a 3-time Super Bowl champ. You forgot 24. He was on the team as well.
24. You're right. 3-time champ. 3-time. My brain is not working today. I'm sorry about that.
You know what? I'm going to shut up, Seriously Larry, on something because he's saying he's not a Hall of Famer. Let me just run down the actual stats I've got in front of me.
Hit him.
Go ahead.
3-time Super Bowl champ, 1923-24. NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 1988. First team All-Pro, 1988. Second team All-Pro, 85. Four-time Pro Bowl, 1985 and then 87 through 89. Jim Thorpe Trophy winner, 1988. NFL receptions leader, 85. NFL 1980s All-Decade Team, 133 games started out of 165 played, 8,189 yards rushing, 566 receptions for 4,911 and 73 total touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are Hall of Fame numbers.
And I would question seriously later on this. What do you consider to be a Hall of Fame worthy individual? Because if those numbers don't impress you, then what does? What does?
I love my
because there are other players with less impressive numbers that get in the Hall of Fame. I have been saying this, and I have been petitioning this. The writers and beat writers should not be the ones advocating or voting for who's in the Hall of Fame.
No, that just makes
because
it completely arbitrary.
It comes off as personal reasons.
Yeah, it's completely arbitrary.
Yep. He did something or didn't do something that pissed the writers off.
Or the writers are fans of other teams.
Larry, to answer your question, the Jim Thorpe Memorial Trophy was a award presented by the Newspaper Enterprise Association to the MVP of the NFL from 55 to 06. It was the only MVP award whose winner was chosen by a poll of NFL players.
In other words, seriously, Larry. Oh, and he seems to think that if he wasn't a 49er, I wouldn't advocate for him. That's bull.
He was a Bear before that, though, right?
He was a Cornhusker.
He was a Cornhusker.
Larry, to repeat the numbers, receiving yards was 49-11, rushing yards 81-89, total touchdowns 73.
Not to mention, 3-time champion. You know who else should be on this list besides Roger Craig? And I know Larry's going to really yell at me for this because I'm being a homer, but I don't care. You know who else you should put on that list? At wide receiver from Delaware State, number 82, John Taylor.
Ooh, I can see that.
You want to talk about you want to talk about an influence? John Taylor was an influence, playing opposite Jerry Rice. Why am I advocating for John Taylor? I'll give you one game example. It's Monday Night Football. It's December. The year is 1989. The scene is Anaheim, California, Anaheim Stadium. You know what John Taylor did in that game? 11 catches for 267 yards, and he's the only player in Monday Night Football history with not one, but two 90-plus yard reception games. 92 yards in the second quarter, 96 yards in the money period. And we already ran down Roger Craig's stats. They look like Hall of Fame stats to me. If you can advocate for Julian Edelman being in the Hall of Fame, then doggone it, I can advocate for one of the best running backs that played in the 80s. And as I said, at running back from Nebraska, number 33, Pro Bowler and hopefully Hall of Famer, Roger Craig. I advocated for him on Twitter, and I will keep doing so. So NFL, you got a chance to right a wrong. Roger Craig for the Hall of Fame, period. And there should be no argument. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Put your comments in the chat, folks. What do you think? Is Roger Craig going to get in the Hall of Fame this year? Yes or no? Put your comments in the chat. Let's take a break. When we come back, more Hall of Fame and football discussion. Tyreek Hill, you're an idiot.
That's what happens when you go driving around a McLaren in doggone Miami.
Oh, boy.
I didn't want to talk about this, but I think we're going to have a little fun with it. And as I said, Tyreek Hill, you're an idiot. Back after this.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hey folks, you want to be a part of a great show that's growing in its 11th season? Why don't you advertise with us? Drop an email to snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com or give a ring to 317-762-8567. That's 317-762-8567. And we got a new text line coming very, very soon. Stick around for that. All right. Before we get to Tyreek Hill, I woke up this morning to a ton of messages with the same question.
Oh, Lord.
And that question is, did you watch the debate last night? Let me answer this as eloquently as I can. Hell no.
I'd rather just had the bishop answer that question.
Bishop Bullwinkle, this one's for you.
I got to do this audibly because, oh, you know what? The hell with it. The hell with it. Since you two want to play around with me and make the revenue and split the revenue sharing, and I totally understand why, so I'm joking around. Hey, Bishop, do me a favor. Answer the question that I got 100 times this morning. I literally got that question 100 times this morning. Do you think I watched the debate last night?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
I will say two facts about this election season. It's the craziest one ever, and it's the most critical one ever. Those are my two political statements for the year.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, I don't give 2/5 of a half of a damn. I don't care. Do you understand me? After the screw job in 2000, I don't care.
I remember that one. Oh, I remember that.
The screw job after the screw job in 2000, and at the time I lived in one of the most liberal states. I was in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of the Metrodome at the time. A place I later got a chance to see in person or broadcast from in person. I don't care. If y'all think I care about politics,
Stop the cap.
I don't care. I hope they both take a big fat. I was actually doing something important last night, i.e., a baseball game.
Now you really want anarchy.
Yeah.
That is the definition of anarchy.
That it is.
What?
No central government.
That they both take a big fat. Like the Dallas Cowboys this week, they take a big fat. Like the New England Patriots this week, they take a big fat. Like the Boston Bruins every doggone year in the NHL playoffs against the Panthers, they take a big fat.
Man,
like the Boston Red Sox this year and every year since 2018, they take a big fat. Like the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams at quarterback, they take one big fat. After another. Huh? Can we just give both candidates a big fat? And tell them both, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Have one of us, have two of us be the debaters, and we'll both be laughing our asses off at the people that are paying attention because we actually tell the truth about what the hell's going on. But like I said, can we just give both candidates, like the Boston Bruins and the Boston Red Sox, one great, and the New England Patriots, one big, great fat ass?
Man,
and seriously, Larry's argument. Yes, Walter Payton was. Give me this. Yes, Walter Payton was dominant. Barry Sanders was dominant. Craig was never dominant. Bull. Offensive MVP in 1988. Look it up, damn it. And to seriously, Larry, I hand you one big fat. Can we just hand both candidates like the Blackhawks handed Tuukka Rask in Game 6 one big fat ass? Can we do what the Chicago White Sox did to the Boston Red Sox in 2005? Thank you, AJ Pierzynski, Paul Konerko, and Scott Podsednik, with Jose Contreras' forkball working. Can we do that? Can we hand them one big fat ass?
You done?
Like the New England Patriots are going to suffer against the San Francisco 49ers in 2 weeks' time in Santa Clara. One big crazy fat ass.
Man, are you done emptying that clip in me?
Yeah, you're done.
No.
That button's going to break.
No, it's not.
Man,
I got two spares
already. Come on now.
Wait, what? What did I say?
You done put a clip in me as it is. Come on.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
Oh, crap.
I just mentioned Tuukka Rask. I'm not going to mention the hit that who's that big Bruin? That big fat ass Bruin, 6'8". Zdeno Chara. Zdeno Chara got hit by Jonathan Taves in Game 6 up against the boards. Midway through, and you remember that hit, don't you? What? Don't you? I'm talking to you, Shane. You remember that hit, don't you?
I know, yeah, I remember.
That hit in the third period that Jonathan Taves put on Zdeno Chara and broke his ribs. Not literally, but he broke him in half. Zdeno Chara, 6'8", 270 pounds. Jonathan Taves, 6'1", 220 pounds. What happened up against the boards? Pow! And Chara didn't move for 2 minutes.
When did I turn into the punching bag today?
I don't know. And Shane is right now, as I'm kidding around with him so much, Shane is thinking,
what in the all types of blue hell
did I do to deserve this clip being emptied?
Oh, I feel like I've gone 15 rounds with Rocky over here. Drago!
Oh, jeez. Okay. I did a baseball game last night. I don't give two fifths of a half of a damn about an election. I haven't cared since 2000. Since the royal screw job happened. And y'all can't tell me that wasn't a screw job. I mean, I don't even remember the candidate. Somebody tell me, remind me of the Democratic candidate, will you please, in 2000? Was it Gore?
I think so, yes.
Was it Gore? Man, Gore had... Honey, I'm sorry. Gore had that one. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
You can't tell me, you cannot tell me different. Where's that button? Is it up here? I can't find it. I'll come down here. Gore had that one. Okay? And then to find out 35 minutes later, after Jeb Bush walked his dumb ass out the room, made a phone call, and then to come back and all of a sudden W wins the election.
Well, it took
an almost landslide.
It took several recounts in one state, which makes it odd.
Very.
Because how do you have 4 or 5?
Guess what one of those? Hey, guess what one of those states was?
Florida.
Not just Florida, but Minnesota as well. Man, Al Gore had that one. And then a phone call later, George Bush wins the election with the electoral votes all of a sudden going upside down. You know what they were saying at the time?
Use a troll. Use a troll. Use a troll. I said that use a troll.
And I'm thinking,
you have got to be shaving me.
And
you tripping.
I was done. Like Adam, I was DUNN, done. My mother, God bless her. God bless my mother. I miss her dearly. I do. But she was trying to get me back to voting when Barack Obama was running in 2008.
2008.
What? She says, you have to go vote. No, I don't. We argued in the living room for an hour.
Well, what was her argument, though?
Vote blue no matter who. Thank you, AB Media, for that.
Okay.
Blue right down the line.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom, but kiss the back of my fat ass. I ain't doing it. And I didn't. She gave me every reason. She gave me every reason why I should vote down the line. And back of my mind is thinking,
"You fool!" Like, I'm not doing that.
You know what? You know what I did that afternoon?
What?
I took my ass right downtown to Starbucks and didn't come back until 10 o'clock when I knew she'd be sound asleep.
You said, "I'm not dealing with this."
I'm not. Listen, y'all. Anybody who knows me or knows of me knows how I feel. I graduated from the school of Carlin, George Carlin, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it best. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. They are two sides of the same coin, and they want to screw the people all the time. And you can't say this ain't no different.
And basically, it's a big club,
and you ain't in it. You got to listen. You know how I feel? You know what this compares me? What I can compare this to?
What's that?
Wrong button. Dang it. I compare it to this. Victor, say it.
Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It is you now. It will continue to be you forever and ever. Let the church say,
Amen. I'll be glad when this election is over, because when it's over, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing every bit of that. Right. I can't dance worth a lick, but I'll be doing that after the election is over. Anybody remember 2016? And the facade that was put up saying, "Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous." Man, shut up. Shut the ever-loving hell up. It's two sides of the same coin, and it's a two-headed coin. Anybody remember the character Harvey Two-Face?
Yep.
Someone who I actually cosplayed as when I used to do cosplaying. And
you did that very well, my friend.
I appreciate it.
You did that very well. Man, this is what I compare this election to. Two-Face. Heads on one side, scarred heads on the other.
It just depends on which side you think the scarred head is on.
Exactly.
Everyone can make a valid case for either or of these individuals.
Here's another one I compare this election to. Both of these people went here.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
And that's when I think about the election and everyone in the damn thing. I don't care. I don't give a I never will give a ever again. After the screw job in 2000, I think all men in this country should hold their vote. Let me go one step further. All black men in this country should hold their vote. Until they decide what we are getting, and until they decide they're going to actually put a hand in helping cancer patients like myself. Where's that damn button? Let me find it. Until they actually decide to give a damn about black men who are cancer patients or going through any other kind of thing, with all of us screaming,
"I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
and all I have to say is, "Fuck you, and fuck you. To this political cycle, you, and you. You. Both of y'all. I said it, and I mean every word of it. Y'all can take a big fat... Because the people votes never matter. It's always the electoral vote that decides the election. Until you decide to flip that, you, and you.
Or change it. Or let...
That's not happening.
Or
change it.
Public.
Listen,
here's
the most powerful vote. I've never
trusted. Here's the thing. Let the public... Let them decide what... Let the public start to do their research and find out how electoral college votes works. I am so sick and tired of people saying we need to just get rid of the electoral college votes. Find out why that works. Find out why they do it. Why that's in place.
In other words, Victor is saying, do your research,
please,
because people don't want to research anymore. I'm a geek and I'm a nerd at heart. Now research my soft. Try again. Please. I'll research my soft about anything. Victor, you know this.
Yes.
You know I'll dig into research in a minute, no matter what the subject is. How many times have you come into my office and I got my laptop open, I got my phone open, and I got papers in front of me. And that's just doing my research for games.
And we should be doing that for our politics. If we want politics. See, here's the thing. And this is about as political as I'm going to get.
Please.
Federal politics is pointless.
Very much so.
Because they are all, as you said, they're already in the back pocket of some special interest group.
Yep.
Don't believe me? Look at the NRA. And I'm not saying it as I hate the NRA, but look at the NRA.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they get into some sort of a problem when it comes to like another shooting, guess what they put the money to? Their elected officials. Start at the local. Look at your aldermen, your congressmen, your councilmen. Those are the ones that are going to be the ones that help you make your life easier.
I'll tell you the story, Victor, and you know this story. And it was one of the last times I dealt with anything in Chicago. When I was at Brooks High School one weekend to do the IHSA tournament, I was told that I might be presented an offer to be the broadcaster at Brooks Academy, which came from the AD.
Oh, okay.
And the AD said, "Let me see what the money is about."
Okay.
The person that was in charge of Brooks Field was an alderman, and he told me, "When you get the final okay, I'll be there to back you up." I said, "Can you back me up for this weekend because I'm homeless and I'm trying to work and I'm trying to get something done?" He said, "Sure, I can do that." Come Saturday, the sumbitch never showed up.
Wow.
I was just lucky that one of the parents recognized me and heard my broadcast and slipped me $50 to get back to Michigan City and get through the week. Oh, by the way, I worked for a basketball organization in Chicago, the Chicago Steam. Got paid with a check. Thought I could deposit it and everything good. Guess what?
Bounced
like a motherfucker.
Jeez.
Bounced higher than Michael Jordan on a dunk 3 times. My whole summer down the tubes to the tune of $2,400. Political bastards. I'll never do it again. Ever.
The thing is that politicians elect, and these people who want to be politicians have to find a way to create good faith with their constituents. Because all we're going to see is another suit offering us snake oil. that's going to eventually end up becoming snake venom, which will kill us.
Men, hold your vote. Don't vote. I'm advocating it. Hold your vote until you actually get something that works for you. And I'm holding my vote for all the male cancer patients that are going through hell right now and are getting no assistance. How do I know this? I'm one of them. I may have survived cancer, but I get no help from the state of Indiana. And I've talked to several men that are going through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They go through cancer, they got to do it out of their pocket.
More so,
which is bullshit to me.
Most of they're expected to out of their own pocket.
All right, let's reset and get back to sports in 2 minutes.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
This coming Friday, I'll have the voice of the Colts, Mr. Matt Taylor, on the air with us to discuss the Colts' loss in Week 1 and preparation for Week 2 as we prepare for Week 2 in the NFL all week long. Tomorrow, we will preview Week 3 in college football with the one and only Chris Dietz. Stick around for the action. And there may be one final time change to the show because we're planning to go 3 hours. Stick around for that also.
Let's agree to never talk politics again on this show. We said way too much like First Take, and I don't like that. You know what?
I don't like that either. Thank you, Victor. There was so much venom that came out, and everybody now knows my feelings and why I don't care, and we'll leave it there. Now,
on to the fun stuff.
On to the fun stuff.
Tyreek Hill, you a fool.
You an idiot.
Tyreek Hill, you a bitch.
Hey, I was thinking of doing that, but glad you did instead.
This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation.
Sorry. Had to do that.
He's not on the Cowboys, is he?
No, I just felt like pushing that button. Shane?
What?
You okay over there?
Oh, that never gets old.
I don't want to talk Tyreek Hill. He's an idiot. He's a bitch. We both know that. I'll leave it there.
Okay, so what do we got for the next hour?
A little basketball.
Okay.
And there's something I need to do a little bit later. But to lead off, the Caitlin Clark hate must cease.
Yeah.
She has led her team to the playoffs.
Yep.
In her rookie season too.
In her rookie season. Kind of reminds you of someone in 1985 who did that with the Chicago Bulls.
Was he bald head?
Yep.
6'6".
6'6" out of North Carolina. And
Never
yes,
heard of
I'm
him.
talking about the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan.
You mean it ain't LeBron James?
Give me
you
this
mean
button.
Bronny.
Give me this button here. Braun
Oh, so you mean Bronny?
and Bronny. They both suck.
Oh. I mean, it is.
Y'all they both suck. Period. They both suck ass.
Like I said, it is Braun Sexual Wednesday after all.
Oh, and I got a good one coming. Dear Lord.
Oh.
I got a good one coming because I saw something this morning.
Oh no.
I'll stop here. Good
Oh no.
rigamagigots. Save that for later. Now then, to Caitlin Clark and the Fever, whose game I have tonight against the two-time world champion Las Vegas Aces. And yes, I said world champion Aces. If you can recognize the Boston Celtics as world champions in the NBA, then doggone it, you can recognize the Las Vegas Aces as world champions in the WNBA. I choose to do that. People don't understand. I don't care. I don't care. You understand me? I have loved women's basketball since 1982 when they had their very first Final Four at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. I've loved it since. I haven't had a chance to attend the Fever game this year, but I know 17,174 maniacs are going to be there tonight yelling their brains out. Yelling their brains out. How much has Caitlin Clark influenced the WNBA? Let me see. Every game has been sold out that she's played in. She's played every game this year. She forced, I mean this jokingly, but they had planned this anyway. The Atlanta Dream had to move both of their contests against the Fever to State Farm Arena. Know what the attendance there was? 17,000 plus. Twice.
Yep.
I believe Caitlin Clark is the rookie of the year, and it should be unanimous because of the influence not only has she had on the Indiana Fever, but on the WNBA. Only other player I've seen it happen for Magic Johnson. I've seen it happen for Larry Bird. I've seen it happen many times over from Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't seen that from LeBron James.
Nope.
No.
And tonight they welcome the two-time world champion Las Vegas Aces. You think they won't be on their feet all night long with unanimous MVP Asia Wilson in the house?
Oh, they will be.
And like I said, I have that call tonight.
It's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good one.
Why do I get a sneaky suspicion I'm probably going to get a message about a half hour before tip-off?
No, you're getting that message now. You bringing your ass in the studio.
Yeah, boy.
You're telling that now. I'm telling you that now.
No race can save you now.
Well, if he has a race, then I understand.
Can't handle iRacing. I done told you that.
This is the big dog we're talking about.
Yeah, and I need to get some upgraded stuff. So I'm gonna get Frankenstein over here.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meanwhile, why am I surprised?
It's kind of funny because it seems it's like I said before, this is so indicative to like how fans have looked at Brock Purdy. Rookie comes in, unproven, starts beating the brakes off every team again. Yeah,
kicks ass.
Yeah, and yet people still want to give that person him shine, just like they don't want to give Caitlin Clark shine. Because there's
They
no
don't want to
sizzle.
give the Indiana Fever shine because of the way they started their season, and now they are playoff bound.
You know, because there's no season, just steak.
They are. Listen, haters. The Indiana Fever are playoff bound. They have clinched the 6th seed.
Yep.
They have clinched a playoff berth with 4 games left in their season.
Mm-hmm.
They could snatch one of the top 4 seeds. But they could do no worse than the 6th seed. And all those people that are thinking Angel Reese is the unanimous rookie of the year, shut up. Now, I am so sorry for her that her season has ended with an injury. I hate seeing that. She is a great player, but she needs to fashion her game and complete it. I've said it all season long. She needs to hit her free throws. She needs to make her layups. And she needs to learn a couple of post moves. A question I've always asked about LeBron James and many others. Does she have a post move that she can, I don't know, commit to memory?
No.
No, sadly.
At this point, no.
Well, she can't now because she's injured, but what she should do is she should learn under the learning tree of other individuals.
Thank you.
For example.
Thank you. You really want to you really want to challenge you really want to challenge Caitlin Clark's popularity, Angel Reese, and Shy Barbie fans of her?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you make your game better by not only learning a couple of post moves, but committing them to memory and, I don't know, next year, using them? Yeah. If you're such a great player, Angel Reese, you need to get better. You need to prove it.
Maybe develop a mid-range game to spread the floor out more.
Have you seen the form on her jump shot?
That's what I'm saying.
I rest my case. Caitlin Clark is the unanimous rookie of the year. She's led her team to the playoffs. And if things break right, you may see her play in October for a championship. Oh, by the way, Indiana owns a victory over the top 4 teams in the WNBA. Only team that she has challenged to beat is in Indianapolis tonight. And if people ain't careful, this may be a 100-point game. The Indiana Fever have 100-point games in 3 of their last 5. And each game, Caitlin Clark flirts openly with a triple-double. She's the only rookie in the WNBA history to do it, and she's done it twice. She's done it twice. Let me say that again. She has recorded a triple-double as a rookie. She's the only player in WNBA history with a triple-double. And oh, by the way, she's done it twice. And you're right, Sig Diggy. Angel Reese has talent, but she doesn't have the drive or the interest to step up her game, which is sad to me. I think I'm going to move this part up a little bit for all the comments to come in. Thinking out loud here. Caitlin Clark, however, has been developing her game since she was a little girl. She's very disciplined and focused. And Sick, you said a very important word that I use all the time. Discipline. I'm sorry, Angel Reese, but you don't have any when it comes to your game. And part of it is nerves. I know that. Part of it is nerves. I get that. You get in the post, you got the ball, mouse in the house, and you're so nervous you go up too strong. You go up too strong. Sometimes you go up too strong. Sometimes you go up not strong enough. Figure it out, Angel. Caitlin Clark has. Caitlin Clark is the rookie, is the reason the WNBA is where it is right now, and she's also the reason that the WNBA is getting $2 billion. They should get more. I'll advocate for them getting more. Hell, Allison was here yesterday, and she remembers when, in my time in covering the Chicago Sky, when I did a mock call.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that heard me was advocating for me being their voice. Well, I'll do it from a distance. And I'm going to have fun calling this one tonight. Because the two-time world champion Las Vegas Aces pay a visit. At 7 p.m. Eastern is the tip-off. 6:45 is our pregame show. Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year, and I believe it should be unanimous. And as I said earlier, that's Snowman's take. What is yours? Gentlemen, your thoughts.
I think all these be said.
You're not wrong, plain and simple. Angel Reese, again, the problem is most of her rebounds are coming off of her own shots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be happening.
Well, the other thing also is, like I said before, and I said it was a concern of mine when Angel got drafted and the people that were around her. She has allowed a lot of people to big her up, to big her head up, to where she feels that she is flawless.
Mm-hmm.
And now, unfortunately, one of her flaws has caused her injury. Now, it sucks because I want to see her on the floor.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to see Angel Reese on the floor. I want to see her contribute to her team. I want to see her develop.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the flaws that she has right now can be developed into good traits. But the people that have gotten her ear, has gotten in her head, are starting to big her up to where she doesn't feel she needs to. And then she's going to start feeling like she's always slighted.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't happen. That cannot happen. But it's ultimately up to Angel Reese to fix Angel Reese.
Thank you.
As far as Caitlin goes, the woman has done it all. And I think she has now declared war against all of the mainstream media.
She's finally clapping back.
Yeah. But
she's finally clapping back. And you know the greatest way she's clapping back?
On the floor.
On the floor.
Letting her play.
The greatest way she is clapping back. Who's this? Somebody meowed at me. I got to figure out who it is. We got a break. When we come back, we're leaving Tyreek Hill alone for once.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a few more things to do.
Okay.
All right. And y'all are going to love it. Back after this.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Want to be a part of history and play the ultimate football board game? Then You're the Coach is the answer that you're looking for. Go to you'rethecoach.football for more information, especially where you can buy a franchise for a very low cost to be involved in the game and in the development thereof. Go to you'rethecoach.com/football for more information. Along with the big dog and Vic Law, Snowman here with you, 20 after the hour, here in hour 2. Man, we've tackled a lot of things today, haven't we?
We did.
We've tackled a lot of things. Here's a question. Let's do our question of the day.
Okay.
Besides Roger Craig, who else do you feel deserves a Pro Football Hall of Fame election? Drop your comments in the chat below. Want to help out the Snow Strong Foundation? You can do so via SuperChat to help develop this program, and also a Cash App to $Tallman Dr. K50. You see it on the bottom of your screen. And for those listening on radio, Tallman Dr. K50 with the $ in front. That's how you can contribute to the show and make it and help this program grow and help our crew grow. Now then, who else do y'all think deserves a Pro Football Hall of Fame election? And I know Seriously Larry's going to bark at me, but I got 2 more right here. Okay. And I think you guys know these names. Tom Rathman and John Taylor.
Tom Rathman's my pick. I like Tom Rathman. I always have.
You know, I got an idea of who should have a Hall of Fame election. Matt Suhey out of Penn State.
I could see that.
That's another good one.
Matt Suhey. And Victor's going to have a smile 2 feet deep when I mention this next name.
Oh.
At fullback from Syracuse, number 48, Daryl Johnson. The Moose.
The doggone Moose.
The Moose.
The doggone Moose. Yes.
I could see that. I could definitely see the Moose.
The Moose.
Ooh. Tony Siragusa, the Goose.
Yep, Tony Siragusa.
Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me, Goose.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see the Goose going in as well.
The late, great Tony Siragusa definitely deserves a Hall of Fame election.
Mm-hmm. And how? And how?
Who else do y'all think deserves a Hall of Fame election?
There are way too many players on that list.
Yeah, it depends on who's not in.
Yeah, man. Sick Diggy has a great question. Why hasn't the Moose been inducted? Emmett Smith, that's why.
Yeah.
And I'm taking nothing away from
Emmett, because Emmett was great. But the thing is, like, it's kind of one of the things where you have like just a wealth of superstar power. I mean, Snowman, you've seen that with Montana and Rice, and then Craig. Shane, Tom Brady, Gronk.
Yep. Rob Gronkowski.
You know, when you have teams that are just so much superstar power, some will get lost by the wayside. Some will get moved. This is why I couldn't agree with Serious Larry's thought process of, oh, he's only a cog in the wheel, because
Seriously, Larry needs to shut up.
The thing is that team is just built with a lot of superstar power. Doesn't make the individuals less than. It's just that team just has a lot of superstar power. When you have Montana and Rice over there, Roger Craig helps that. He'll get the most shine. Troy Aikman, playmaker Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders on the D side. It was only, kind of situation where you have someone like Daryl Johnson not getting as much shine because you already had these legendary figures.
Exactly. I mean, in a way, that's the unfortunate thing is look at the team that they were in. And if you have all these superstars, even a common man performance gets overlooked.
Exactly. Does not change that those stats are still there.
Exactly. It's just look at the stats compared to what the other parts of the team were doing.
Exactly. It's why, and I said this with Snowman before, about why I championed so hard for T.O. to get involved, to get in the Hall of Fame. Because even though people will point out about his off the field stuff, his stats spoke for themselves.
I mean, come on. T.O. put up HOF worthy numbers.
T.O. is in.
He's in now. But
T.O. is finally in, and well deserved.
Right, but there were so many individuals who were against that. One being old prune face himself, Skip Bayless. But
oh dear God,
and all because of what T.O. did, off field or semi close to the field.
Right, in the locker room, what I still say is off the field, even though it's in adjacent. It's still off the field.
Yeah, and then also the celebrations or wackiness thereof.
Listen, the celebrations were legendary, okay?
Yes. The Sharpie heard around the world.
The Sharpie saw around the world in Seattle.
And
in Seattle, okay?
The popcorn bucket in Dallas.
The popcorn bucket. He sat in the star.
The popcorn bucket at Candlestick Park. Him racing to the star.
And pummeled.
Getting absolutely thrashed.
He got thrashed by Emmett Smith.
Yep.
Emmett Smith got tired of it. Okay.
You know what? It was Teague. I think it was Teague that hit him.
Was it Teague that hit him, or was it Emmett?
I think
it wasn't Emmett.
Okay.
Theo and Emmett didn't play together.
Okay.
I think it was Teague because he had got to the star. This is when he was in Philly. He got to the star and stood in the middle of it, and Teague just walloped him. I mean, tattooed him. And then one of the other guys went after him, and he went after. Everybody was just going after the other. And the thing is that T.O. said, "I knew what I was getting into. I have no problem with him hitting me."
Yeah,
I knew what I was getting into. I'm like,
you did.
At least he knew.
He knew what was going on.
But the thing is again, I always go back to, what is the criteria for a Hall of Famer? Is there a set criteria? Because if there is one, or if there isn't one, I should say, then it's going to come down to subjective ideals, and then that's going to come down to personal reasons.
Right.
For instance, if I am a beat writer for, say, the Sun-Times.
Oh, dear.
And later on, years down the line, Brock Purdy's number comes up. Brock Purdy's already done his damage and everything. He's put up Hall of Fame worthy numbers.
Yep.
And I still say, nope, not putting him in. because at one point he beat the crap out of my Dallas Cowboys and I got mad at him. That's wrong of me, right?
Again, this is why I say the biggest issue with the Hall of Fame is the people who vote on it completely make it arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like,
and it's always been that way.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
It's always been that way. Hello, Roger Craig.
I was like, you can't do that anymore. At some point, that's got to change.
I already told you two of my picks for the Hall of Fame: Tom Rathman and John Taylor. I'll give you another receiver that should get a little bit of consideration. And this receiver used to kill us when the Rams played the 49ers. Willie Flipper Anderson.
I could see that.
There's a record that Flipper Anderson holds that I don't think will be broken unless one of the 49er receivers breaks it. 15 receptions. Okay, the year was 1989. The scene of the crime was the Super Bowl, Superdome. Doggone it.
One of those days.
The scene of the crime was the Louisiana Superdome. In that game on Sunday Night Football with the Rams and the Saints, 15 catches, 336 yards.
Yikes.
Yeah, no one's touching that.
Let me repeat that. 15 carries, 15 receptions, 336 yards.
Yeah, there ain't nobody.
I don't think that's getting cut. I don't think that's getting.
Listen,
no.
I've seen people. I've seen people have 300-yard receiving games. Okay.
Yeah, but not.
Oh, here's a good suggestion. Jay Novacek.
Beast Mode.
Jay Novacek.
I would say Beast Mode should get in there too.
Okay. Trivia time. There are 4 players in NFL history with 300-yard receiving games. I gave you one of them, Flipper Anderson. Who are the other 3? Something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, same here.
Yes, you would. Because we're going to take... You know what? I'm going to have a little fun here. I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it.
I feel like Chris Bass. Negro be lying.
Oh, by the way,
he said that when I remember the time he said that to me. We were working together. God bless you, Chris Bass. I love you. And he thought I was lying about a Super Bowl where quarterback threw for 400 yards.
Kurt Warner.
Yep. He thought I was lying.
And you put down the name, the stats, and the game.
29 of 45, 414 yards. He threw 2 touches in that game.
Right.
Bass thought I was nuts until he went home and looked it up.
And they was like, how did you do that?
You know who used to ask me that a lot? My mother.
I remember that.
And you met my mother.
I remember that. There was one time, it was something your mom had a sports question posed to her at work.
Yes.
And she said, I don't know this question. And then you asked her what the question was. She told you, and you gave the answer. She said, no, it's not, boy. Stop lying. She went
and looked it up. And looked it up.
Came back and had this look like, how do you know that?
You know what? It was a Bulls question too. It was a bull. It was something about the Bulls in the 90s.
Yep.
It was something about the Bulls in the 90s. My mother had posed the question. I answered it with my eyes closed. She went and looked it up and just had this seething look on her face of, how the hell did you get that answer?
Right. Because you just know it. When you know it, you know it. I don't question it.
How about Don Beebe?
Don Beebe is a good one.
He should be looked at as a Hall of Famer. You already got Andre Reed, Thermal Thomas, and Jim Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep. Oh,
I got people coming to me saying you shouldn't use that nickname. Shut up.
I got to flip the script on something real quick. And Vic, two things. The whole T.O. Dallas Star thing was back when T.O. was playing in San Francisco.
Oh, so
T.O. was with the 49ers.
I thought he was in Eagles, but yeah, you're right.
And that whole Star thing also contributed to a little bit more infamousy because it was replicated shortly thereafter in the same game by one Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
Oh.
Because it was in
Emmitt Smith scored.
Because it was, I believe, week 2 in the year 2000.
In 2000.
Also, he was still
week 2, 2000, San Francisco at Dallas, and Frisco won that game going away.
Yeah, because Emmitt Smith. Yeah, now I'm remembering it. Now I'm remembering it a bit better. Emmitt Smith basically sterilized the Star.
Yeah, with a huge spike right on top of it. And then T.O. came back over and said, "Screw this," until Teague absolutely leveled him.
I mean, pow!
I was like,
and then of course we all know
Teague sprinted, and he had a full sprint. He went on a full sprint, and then
T.O. didn't see it coming.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He went on a full sprint, and then pow!
He got tagged. Then one of his teammates went after Teague, barely clipped him, but didn't really catch him the way he wanted to.
Right.
And T turned attention to the other dude. He was like, "Oh, you want some too, huh?"
Crack.
Massive blow up. Massive blow up on the Star. I was like, "Oh my god!" But again, to me, T.O. brought the fun back into the league that we missed. Another person that brought the love.
Who tutored him, right? You know who tutored him?
Who? Jerry?
Jerry Rice.
Okay. I thought I heard about that, but I wasn't quite sure.
Jerry Rice.
Mr. Wide Receiver himself.
The king of the wide receivers. Mr. Jerry Rice.
You know who's another person who really brought the fun back in the league?
Who's that?
Warren Sapp.
Yep.
We want Sapp. We want Sapp.
Or as my girlfriend used to call him, Mr. Maple Syrup.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Because
you know who else brought the fun back?
Mm-hmm.
Randy Moss.
Oh my god!
Glad
Randy Moss was a
Randy Moss shoots the moon.
Randy Moss was a nut.
Randy Moss shoots the moon.
But I am so happy. Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer.
I am too. He doesn't.
Randy Moss. I am so happy that Randy Moss is a Hall of Famer. Class of 2018.
From his stint in Minnesota.
Randy Moss. Listen, I hated Randy Moss on occasion, but overall I loved him.
Yeah.
I love Randy Moss.
It was because of Randy Moss, Brady had that 50 TD season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2007, I believe it was.
They nearly went undefeated.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it? Look it up for me, Shane, really quick. 2007, I think, was that 50 TD season. And I remember the night it happened because I was at Proviso West covering the end of the Proviso West tournament. I was doing it for PSI Sports. Let me share this story. When I covered the Proviso West tournament in 2007, the first day was already wrinkled because the first day I had to wait to leave my apartment. Why? An ice advisory.
Oh.
And at the time, you remember, Victor, I lived in Gary, Indiana.
I remember.
So I had a 40-minute drive from Gary, Indiana, all the way to Proviso West.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wait until I got the all clear. So I called my boss and let him know, look, I can't drive yet because we have an ice warning here in Gary. Mm-hmm. I got the all clear. The freeways were clear. The expressways were all clear.
Okay.
Man, I'm surprised I didn't get yanked over by the cops, especially when I got to 95th Street.
Because you tore off.
I hauled ass. I got to Proviso West. I raced upstairs. Just as the first game had ended, they found a sub for me, and I flew in. I was out of breath when I got there, and my boss said, "You're okay. You can do the second game on." My partner was, I forget his name. He was 19 years old, and I was basically teaching him the art of doing play-by-play, you know? The game went into overtime, and my partner, bless his ever-loving heart, said that the team that was leading, and it was a hell of a game, wanted to eat clock.
Okay. Please don't tell me he missed that.
He did.
Oh, no.
Take the L out of that word.
I know. I was like, please don't tell me he misspoke. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, on live internet television, my partner misspoke when he said, when he was trying to say, Kimla wants to eat clock. And I fell out laughing.
This is why.
And he looked at me and was like, what?
This is why. Because you've asked me this question before when we've done broadcasts together. Why I pause when I say something about the clock.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes. Look, I've made that speaking error several times.
Are you okay, Shane?
I'll survive. By the way, yes, confirmed 2007.
2007. The last night of the Proviso West tournament, I did all of the loser bracket games. And I begged my boss, since I was covering Whitney Young at the time, I begged my boss, can I please do the radio call for Whitney Young and have someone else do the television call for you? Because I got a spot over on the other side. He says, you know what? I'll do you a favor. You send me a recording of your radio call, and when we do highlights, I'll match it with our television call. You're on. He did, and I got paid handsomely for it.
Nice.
Proviso West. I might have to give them a call this year and bring my bride to a crazy basketball weekend. Because I've told everybody that wants me to visit their tournament, the only way I visit is if I have a press pass strapped to me. Because I'm not doing it as a fan anymore.
Exactly.
I tried it. And I'm not, listen, any event that people want to bring me to, oh, we got tickets for you. Hell no. Strap me with a press pass.
Exactly.
Strap me with a press pass and we'll talk. All right, one more thing to do. Let's take a break, and when we come back, of course, we've got to end it the way we always end it. Back after this.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony. Or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Down the stretch we come here on Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And I'm going to talk it over with the crew, but I think we're going to move to an earlier time. So for the folks that are watching us on Zebo TV, stay tuned as we continue to make the changes and make this thing right and kick all of the other morning shows' asses. All right? Stick around with us. In the meantime, Snowman in the Morning comes home to Chicago, and we'll be live October 22nd and 23rd in the Windy City. Stick around. We'll let you know the location and all of the details. Snowman in the Morning live from Chicago, October 22nd and 23rd in the Windy City. And Lord, I can't wait to go home for a couple of days, which means Victor might be waking up early. We don't know. And y'all may be waking up early with us. So let's finish up with this.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Why are we doing this? Victor said it earlier. He'll say it again.
Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It is you now. It will continue to be you forever and ever. Let the church say, amen.
Amen.
Oh, man. Do we have
Dear God.
Yes, we do.
Crap.
It's Wednesday.
Let's do it.
I don't even like doing this anymore, but with all the ridiculousness that's out there, on your mark, get set,
and go.
go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
All right, Snowman, what do you got for us?
This already does not look good.
It ain't.
Whenever he has to face palm to start, you know it's bad.
It's going to get ugly.
Is it that bad?
Apparently.
It's that bad. It is that. It's probably worse. It is probably worse. He just glared at the camera, folks.
All right. Rip the Band-Aid off. Let's do this.
Yep.
Why do people continue to insert LeBron in the greatest of all time conversation?
Because they have no other options.
Because they're idiots? I mean, we already established that.
Absolutely, they're idiots.
Explain why this time.
Idiots. Because, and I hate doing this, but it happened. I had a conversation with a bronze-sexual.
What you mean?
Man, we done told you the disaster that can bring.
I know. This bronze-sexual approached me.
Oh, no.
Oh, crap.
Absolutely.
So he had no choice. He was ambushed.
I was ambushed. This bronze-sexual approached me with a question. All right.
The question is.
And I said, that question is what? He says, I've watched your show and I've watched you bash LeBron so many times over. I want to know why you do that. I said, why I do what? Why do you bash LeBron? Because he sucks as a basketball player. That's why. This bronze-sexual really, really got in his feelings.
Oh, no.
I went to sit down. It was at Starbucks. I went to sit down. He followed me.
Oh, no.
And he looked at me and he said, you need to explain why Braun sucks. I looked at him with one question. Have you seen him play? It is September. The NBA season doesn't start till next month. And yet, at least once each month in the offseason, what happens?
Someone talks about LeBron.
Yep. And it pisses me off.
I mean, we've also had the Olympics. And what was talked about in the Olympics? Besides Simone Biles. LeBron.
Which gets on my nerves because LeBron was not the MVP of the Olympics. The MVP of the Olympics, we all know, should have been Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also know they were not going to give him that honor, too.
Yeah. I know. But this conversation with the bronze-sexual went even further.
Oh.
Even when I tried to shut him up.
Oh, no.
This conversation with the bronze-sexual... Give me this button. This conversation with the bronze-sexual...
What you mean?
Got deeper and more stupid.
It could be deeper. I mean, bronze-sexuals don't think that deep.
It can. Oh, yes, it can. This one was.
Oh, boy.
Because he decided to bring the stats out.
Oh, of course he did. Of course he did.
I had my headset in my ears. The earbuds, the kind of earbuds that Shane has.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pair of those in my ears. Why he read every single LeBron stat that he could think of.
Oh, my God.
The ones that were fabricated by ESPN.
Yeah.
Every single one of those advanced metric stats, and those advanced metric stats for every sport suck.
Lord have mercy. Here we go.
I already don't like where this is going.
He even had the gall, the balls, the nuts, and the nerve.
There you go.
That says a lot.
To say,
show me all those stats that he screenshot and say this is better than what Michael Jordan did.
No.
Give me this button. Where is it? Give me this button.
Stay off the weed.
Please. I still think they're on something stronger than weed, though.
Yeah, I think they're on something stronger than crack, but that's my opinion.
Who is on crack?
No, it's worse than that. Give me this button. He said, you cannot say that Michael Jordan's the greatest after all the stats I showed you, which is a fucking lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I stopped this 25-minute conversation
25 minutes?
With 24 and a half minutes with him bringing every LeBron stat to me that he could think of and every LeBron award that he could think of.
I'm sorry. I would have beat him with a roasted chicken if that was the case. You're not going to sit there and talk to me for 25 minutes about LeBron nonsense. You ain't going to do it.
Victor, unfortunately, I was at a Starbucks.
That's
and
when
I
you should
couldn't
have
lay my hands on. I couldn't lay my hands on the roasted chicken, but I shut him up with one stat about MJ. I said, you seem to forget one award that Michael Jordan has that LeBron James will never get.
Defensive Player of the Year.
You beat me to it. 1988. Oh, let me bring another stat to you, Bronze Sexuals.
Oh, no. Here we go.
In the form of a question, who is the only player to win Defensive Player of the Year and the scoring title in the same year? Who that?
That'd be MJ.
That would be Michael Jordan. The year 1988. Let me say it again, Bronze Sexuals. The only player in NBA history to win Defensive Player of the Year and lead the league in scoring in the same season was Michael Jordan.
Not LeBron James.
Not LeBron James.
I was about
not
to say.
Anthony Davis.
It can't be Anthony Davis. He's not on the floor long enough.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Okay? Hell, Oklahoma City needs to retract and go back home to Seattle. I've said that many times.
I'll give you another
Let me
one.
say it again. The only player to win Defensive Player of the Year and lead the league in scoring was not LeBron, was not AD, was not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or anybody else. There is only one. His name is Michael Jordan. I'll say it again. The player who did that, Michael Jordan.
And now Nick Wrong is crying again.
And let me give you another number.
Because he can't do anything. He can't do anything about facts, which he never presents. What you got for me, Shane?
This number is 0. Why do I bring 0 up?
Mm-hmm.
How many NBA Finals series losses does Michael Jordan have in his career?
That's a goose egg.
0.
That's a goose egg. Michael Jordan is 6 for 6 in the NBA World Championship Series. LeBron has lost 6 times in the NBA World Championship Series.
Let's also take consideration this, guys. 6 times he's been a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 6 times he's gone to the finals. 6 times he's won championships. 6 times he's become the finals MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one more thing. Never once has there been a game 7 so long as Michael Jordan has been involved.
And the following reference of Anthony Davis is brought to you by Bumleg Orthopedic. It's better to be bummy than a dummy. Dummy. Bumleg Orthopedic. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg.
There it is. Thank you, Sick.
Thank you, Sick Diggy, for that. And finally, Michael Jordan was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1988. And you know the crazy part?
What?
That wasn't even his best year. His coming out party was 1989, when he did something LeBron will never do. 7 consecutive triple doubles. He had 15 that season. 15.
And was he one of the only players to lead the league in both scoring and steals?
He did it 3 times. 1988, 1991, and 1993. Let me say that again, and thank you, Vikla, for this. The only player to the first player to do it 3 times to lead the league in scoring and steals, Michael Jordan. He did it 3 times. How many times has LeBron James led the league in scoring? Oh, only once. How many times has LeBron James led the league in steals? That would be none.
That's 0.
Because LeBron doesn't play defense. And all you Bron sexuals that are bringing up years where he should have won Defensive Player of the Year, shut up. He doesn't play defense. Just shut it up. All the times y'all want to say that LeBron should have won MVP this year or that year, shut up. Stephen Curry has been robbed of MVP twice, 2017 and 2018. So you Bron sexuals need to just quit.
They
Please.
won't, though.
They won't.
Just quit.
It takes 2 brain cells to quit. They've only got 1.
They think that they're MC Hammer and they're too legit to quit, but they're not legit at all.
Exactly, they're not legit. Jesus. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and
hold up.
All start.
To all Bron sexuals.
Snowman.
You. To the networks that put LeBron on while choking on his member. You. And to all these Bron sexuals that want to see him play forever. You. You. And you. I'll risk the false start for this. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Well, we've already had our FU rant. We were, what, a weekend?
Yep. And
don't forget tonight, the Las Vegas Aces take on the Indiana Fever. 7 p.m. is your tip. We'll be up at 6:45 with the BetUS.com pregame show, and yours truly has the call for the alternative play-by-play.
Ooh, can't wait.
Me neither. And we got to get the hell out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Thank you to our executive producers, Cole Johnson and Shane Lake. Our coordinating producer is Jody Kay. And, of course, our managing producer in Chicago, the great Victor Locke, a.k.a. Vicala. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow for Tripped Out Thursday edition. So long, everybody.